Hey everybody, this is RonnygoBOOM, and I'm here in a mineshaft tunnel to show you something really cool. Now it turns out, actually with the new MCMMO update, fishing is no longer the best method of getting lots and lots of loot. They severely reduce the chance of catching anything on your fishing pole, and so it's harder to level and it's harder to get those rare items. But the cool thing is, with the new Alchemy skill, you're able to create this little baby. These are Haste II potions, and with a Haste II potion combined with an Efficiency 5 pick, you get to do something really amazing that is instant block breaking, and I'll show you that in a minute. But first I want to show you a strategy that I use with MCMMO Super Breaker, which is the skill that makes your pick both much faster, as well as it increases your drop rate by 3 times based on your level. I have a mining skill of over 1000, so my double drop chance is 100%. Every single time I break a block, I always get 2 of it. And when I use Super Breaker, I always get 3 of it. So I like to save these big groups of ores to use with my Super Breaker. That times I get 3 times the ore. And I also really like to use Silk Touch, because if I smelt this ore after, I get an additional ingot. I also have over here, on this side, down this little tunnel, some diamond. And let's see, my Super Breaker, it says my Super Breaker will last 23 seconds, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to get all of these diamond and all those ores in 23 seconds, but I'm gonna try. And because there are more ore around here to use with my Silk Touch pick, you can use Fortune 3 or Silk Touch, but I definitely recommend you use one or the other if you're gonna be using Super Breaker, and definitely with ores. You should always be using either Silk Touch or Fortune 3 with your ores to maximize the amount of loot that you get in mining. So here, let's Super Break this. And by the way, before I use Super Breaker, I make sure that I block off all these things, because if I were to just... So when I found it, this ore was just poking out kind of like that. And if I just dug straight in, I had a possibility of dropping all these awesome ores into lava. So make sure that you dig around your ores, you know what's around, so you're not going to accidentally drop all your good stuff into lava. So let's use this Super Breaker. I'm going to right click with my Silk Touch, and then I don't even need to pick those up. I'm just going to get going, and I can come back and pick them up later. Run. Get these diamond ores. Got those, got these. And there's iron around here. Oh, lapis. Get that lapis. That'll be useful in 1.8. And then I can continue getting... Oh, there we go. Super Breaker wore off. Now it's time to go around and collect my diamonds. I can pick up these ores while I'm here. Might as well. Redstone is a useful ore. I learned that especially lately, as I found out 2 really cool trap designs that I developed a little bit further using Sethbling's idea. If you haven't seen those yet, check out the link right here. They're pretty awesome trap ideas. Sethbling was brilliant to use redstone ore as a bud switch for a block update detector. And then we come back and we get these gold ores. Let's see. Now a trick that I like to do while I'm mining is to just split these, and that way I know that I always have room in my inventory for the things that matter to me, like diamond ore, coal ore, and I also, it takes up the room from those things, and it allows me to just run through without having to worry about getting a full inventory of cobble. Now it's time to pick up this haste buff and show you what this is all about. First of all, I want to make sure that I'm at level 11 or 12. I'm actually going to try and do it at level 12 because lava starts to appear in lava lakes at level 11. And I have a lot of haste buff potions because they're very cheap to make. If you get an alchemy skill that's high enough to make haste potions, it only takes a carrot and a piece of glowstone, and you have your potion. It's super cheap. So let's, without further ado, this is without Super Breaker, and this is an amazing way to find diamonds. We just go right on through. placing torches along the way. I have 1 minute and 30 seconds of this, and then I get to use my next potion. So I'll use this. Oh, there we go. There's our lava for the first time. I'll try and avoid the ores because I'm going to come back and get them with my Silk Touch pick. But let's see if I can find some diamond. Or some gold, or there we go, iron. So what I like to do is I just like to come through here, plug away at all this stuff. We can go higher too. Making sure that I don't land in any sort of lava, which would be very bad. But we can dig down as long as we're prepared not to step in it. And we will find, oh, there's some lapis right there. We'll come back and get that in a little bit. And I heard some lava, so I gotta be careful. Oh, there we go. There's our first diamond. So now that I know where the ore is, I can come back after my haste buff is out. Okay, you want to stay away from that lava. There we go, some redstone. I wonder if we're going to find any gold. I'm kind of looking in the same place, which isn't ideal. I need to get to a different place. Let's see. I have 7 seconds left of haste. Let's go over here, see if we can find anything. Great, some lapis. That might be the same lapis as before, but that's just fine with me. And there we go. We're all out. No more haste buff. But guess what? Now we get to go clean up with our Silk Touch and get all the ores. Now, let's see if my super breaker is up, and I could just use my super breaker and get all those fantastic ores. I have a diamond over here, and just like I explained before, it's a great idea to dig underneath. Because you break blocks so quickly, it's really useful to have a lot of efficiency 5 picks. So we get plenty of diamonds to make the picks with. The limiting factor here is going to be experience. So, oh, my super breaker ability is refreshed. I'll switch to my Silk Touch, and I'm ready to go. There we go. I get some ores, and I can come back and make sure that yikes. Oh. This is exactly the reason that I bring a shovel. Oh, but my super breaker is probably almost up. I gotta get those ores as fast as possible. Come on, Silk Touch. There we go. It wore off. Too bad. But that's okay. I still got tons of blocks, and I got all the diamond that I needed. There we go. Now I just run through, make sure that I'm going to go back here and make sure I got all those diamond. I didn't. But how long have I been doing this? Maybe 10 minutes? 10 minutes, and I've already got stacks. 45 diamond ore. That's pretty good for such a short period of time. And even though you can only find diamonds at level 15 and below, you can find gold ore at higher. So it's not a bad idea. Up to 35, I believe, level 35, you can still find gold ore. So it might be a better idea to keep looking up if you're looking for gold. Like, for example, there's some right there. I have to make sure that I come back to that with a Silk Touch. And yes, it is important to use Silk Touch on gold with MCMMO. Oh, shoot, because you will auto-smelt like that. I want to make sure that I don't auto-smelt. What a waste. Accidentally. Oh no! Let's see. This is exactly why you should carry a water bucket. Haste II is such an amazing buff for this mining skill. There we go. It's all used up, so now I just go collect all the ores. And since Haste II is so cheap, if I wanted, I could just keep popping this until I have a full inventory, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Since time is more valuable to me than my haste potions, I might as well just use them. There is a blast mining buff that gives you increased ore yield, and it reduces the amount of debris meaning dirt and cobble, and it gives you 3 times drops when you're using TNT. And the blast radius will increase also, which is a huge deal if you're mining with TNT, and on other servers that would probably be very useful. But I currently play on a server that doesn't allow TNT damage to blocks, and I think it's fantastic. It's an awesome trade-off. TNT damage to blocks makes it so that you can get into basically any faction, and you could be a complete noob and find your way into the best player's faction. Just by blowing in with enough TNT. Even if they cover obsidian... Oh my gosh, what is this? Even if they cover obsidian walls in water, there's still ways to use a hybrid cannon to get into those walls. So I just don't like the idea on the server. What I'm saying is I'm very grateful that there's no TNT explosive damage to blocks on this server. It allows us to have beautiful builds while still having some flaws in the security. You still have to be really careful about being secure because people can come in, and if they get in your spawn location, they can overclaim your base. But I'll talk about that more later. For now, I will just say use TNT if you're on a server that allows it. And that's it for the mining skill. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any questions or any suggestions for the future. And let's take one last look at all the stuff that I got. I got half a stack of gold and 3/4 of a stack of diamond ore, and half a stack of lapis, a stack and a half of redstone ore, a bunch of coal, a bunch of iron. This is a pretty lucrative trip, and I only used, what, 3 haste potions? And I wasted one of them, so 2 haste potions. Just make sure you have that efficiency 5 pick and efficiency 4 silk touch. Let's do one more thing just for funsies. Let's see how many diamonds will show up with Fortune 3. Let's use just 10. 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there are 10 blocks of diamond here. Something cool to show you. If you use Fortune 3, you have a chance of getting between 1 and 4 diamonds from each block of diamond ore. That gives you an average of 2.1 diamonds per block. Now, it's pointless to use Super Breaker now because they're not new blocks. But from that, we got 25. I already had 2 diamonds in my inventory. But from 10, I got 25 diamonds, which is a good deal. That is more than enough incentive to get a Fortune 3. Thanks for supporting my channel by watching this video. If you'd like to see more, click on some of the links and the annotations to the right of your screen. In addition to MCMMO informational videos, I also have a Let's Play on a faction server that I really enjoy. I make trap tutorials, redstone inventions, and some other neat things as well. You should definitely subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you like this video, click that like button and share it with your friends who also use MCMMO plugins. My MCMMO tutorials on combat skills will be coming out soon, so if you'd like to be notified of when those come out, make sure you subscribe to my channel or follow me on Twitter. If there's anything I left out that you'd like to see, leave a comment below with a suggestion.